Here we go, Sean. Any predictions before they get into the action?
No,
You better go quick.
Yeah, I mean, Hulk is so talented. When he gets going, he is exciting. He's very good at everything. I think always sort of what stood in his way from like being, he knows how to win, right? Mm-hmm. But if he just let himself go, he's so good. You know, that wins lots and lots of fans as well. He's so talented.
I do love when we see the glimpses of that from Lucas when he is just completely unleashed. Man, so dangerous.
He is.
And with Dory, too, it's interesting because Dory, he's very hard to predict. He hasn't been on the main stage for that many years where we are like so familiar with his game. And I think also the maturity of his game at the professional level, you could say is still developing, too, right? Because he's a new professional competitor. So you never really know what you're going to get with him.
Yeah, and it's kind of his, sort of his to go for here, right? It's a big match for him on the big stage. So it's a very big test. I would imagine he might feel like, you know what, I got nothing to lose. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how could you not come in and have an opportunity to fight Lucas Barbosa? Yeah. You know, here on Who's Number One, you got the strong checkmate crowd as well, local team.
Here we go.
Oh, in on a single. And in on a single, Lucas Hulk. Of course, we've got Andre Galvao of Atos in his corner, coaching him on here. Here, the energy has shifted now at the hangar. We're hearing a lot of chanting for Dory. We're hearing the energy pick up. And on a snatch single now is Dory.
Yeah, nice single. That was a nice little fake. He hit the collar ties and then got some level changing going on and then just went a snag single.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've actually noticed that's a part of both of these guys' game plans. I've seen that many times in each of them fight is those snatch singles, especially because they can be considered lower risk single legs. You don't need to drop to the knee. You can just pick it up from standing. So if you lose it, you get sprawled on, you can kind of back out and reset. Of course, sometimes your head can still be exposed, but way different than dropping down to your knees, shooting for someone's leg and potentially getting guillotined and sprawled on and all that good stuff, especially when you got big, heavy, strong guys like this. Not always an enticing idea.
Yeah, it is. Snag single is a great way to get in on a leg or an underhook, all kinds of different stuff.
It can also be a nice way to just kind of test where your opponent is at, feel them out a little bit, feel their reactions. Because oftentimes with what we're going to see, I would say, oh, we just saw, look at that. What we're going to see is as these guys start to fill each other out, their confidence in their strategy starts to shift and build. So what we saw right now is Lucas is starting to turn it up, right? He's really starting to crank up the energy, crank up the speed. He's feeling the timing of Dory. He's feeling him out. Now he's going to get more confident, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see Lucas wait just a little bit. So if he's walking backwards like that, not the best time to take a shot. So have him walk back and then freeze. And then when he starts to come back forward, then you can take those same shots. It'll help close the distance quite a bit faster.
A little bit of a shift here now in controlling the hand fighting, right?
Yeah.
We were seeing some distance shots, and now as these guys are getting closer to one another, those fakes start to feel, or those feints, excuse me, start to feel a little more scary. You might reach for the hands and kind of slow each other down. Especially when someone's got in on a shot a couple of times on you, you really start to take your two lines of defense, your head and your hands, a little more seriously.
Yeah, that's right.
Dory's a very hard guy to take down, though, right? We've seen this many times, him deep takedowns against him, takedown attempts against him, and he is super gritty and so scrambly from some deep positions. Do you think we'll see either one of these guys pull guard, Sean?
I wouldn't say that it's implausible. I just say that it's not likely at this moment. Certainly not at this moment. But sometimes people want to switch it up. But I think it would kill both of these guys' momentum right now, unless they're jumping into something. I think if one of them just jumped guard, they've both got some nice momentum going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they're both picking up speed. Even though it's been a little over 4 minutes, they are picking up speed, figuring each other out. We did get a warning, right, from our head referee here, just making sure they're staying on their action and continue to fight forward. And, you know, I'll be interested to see what the judges' call is here in about 30 seconds, too, who we think might be ahead. Although that could likely change in the next 20 seconds, too, right, Sean?
Heavy on the head is Dory. Both of these guys are trying to get up there heavy on the collar ties. There's a nice single.
Oh, snatch single to the footsie, but look at that defense from Dory.
Kicked out and almost ended up in his own double there.
That was a beautiful reshot.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Initiated by Hulk, but almost Dory was able to actually take advantage of the position himself. They went off the mat, though. Of course, got a reset to the center. What you see both these guys do very well is attack the head to open the legs, right? We just saw that a moment ago. We just saw that a moment ago with Hulk snap to the head that opened up the legs. Oftentimes, you pull on someone's head, they pop up, they stand up straight, the legs open up, and we've seen both these guys use that to get in. Now, we did just see, excuse me, a judge's favor for Lucas in the first 5 minutes, and we also just saw a penalty for Dory.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we could see a slide by. I think that's what that fist on the shoulder. See if he's gonna hit a little drop, lateral drop, trying to get Hulk to pressure in.
Now the penalties, we obviously are a submission-only organization here. Oh, and on a double, but that led to a little bit of action on the head for Dory.
Yep.
And they almost came into our table. Not a fun pair of guys to be rolling on top of commentary table, that's for sure. But the penalties, we're not a points organization, right? But they can play into the ref's decision if there's not a submission right at the end.
Keep your hands down. Get to his leg again, Lucas. Snap single to body lock.
We hear Lucas's corner urging him to continue to try to get in the legs by attacking the head. They're saying snatch, singles, and body locks. And that's a perfect example of how takedowns are typically an exchange of the head, the back, and the legs. You're always kind of working between those three areas. If you attack the head, then they defend, they open up the back of the legs, and the cycle continues. So we hear his corner urging for that right now as well. But Dory doing a great job keeping up. He's got his own level changes. He's going for inside position.
Yeah, they're both frantic on the head, controlling the head. Now it's got a front headlock.
I think Dory felt pressured on that pressure to shoot. And it opened up his head, but he's got, I mean, he's a Lucas Leitch guy, right? So talk about someone who's good in deep half. He's got to feel pretty comfortable here, even with Lucas on his head.
Yeah, the knee, Hulk's left knee should try to get to the top hip. So then you can put your shoulder and your head down to do that in a guillotine. He's going to elect to keep that base back there because that's what that half guard is meant to do, is tweak your knee a little bit. So
Yeah, I was going to say, don't be deceived by that half guard position. It is more dangerous than it looks, especially as someone who's a Lucas Leitch competitor, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
he was able to free himself and kind of caused Lucas actually to back out to a different passing style. But now, here we're seeing more Hulk style, right, Sean?
Hulk's in there. Right now he's got a body locked on. So still got a lot of work to do. He should walk into the legs. Just because he's over both arms, there he's mounted.
Wow.
He can stay mounted or leg pummeled off to his left. That right foot might pummel off to the left if he feels like it's going to be too compromised. Now he's got gift wrap.
Switches over to the back, but Dory's still going. I mean, he's still, there's that body triangle's going to lock him into place. He was trying to rotate.
That's it. So
now this has really turned the match in a new direction. We've got a strong body triangle here from Lucas Hulk Barbosa on the back of Dory Aoun. Pretty evenly matched up until now, right? It was great takedown battles, front headlock attempts. But now we see, even though Dory has moved Lucas to the side of the body triangle lock, and that's typically the way that we teach to escape this position, he would have to probably thread his left leg through to release the left foot of Lucas, right? And
that's
he's not quite able to do that. Lucas is keeping that foot very tight underneath the thigh, keeping it hidden.
That's right. Hand fighting first, then you free the body triangle by kicking this left leg up and back over that foot, and you could use his right foot to hold it. There he goes, and then kick that left leg up and back. And then he'll be able to turn his hip. Now he can turn to face the ceiling. Got to be careful turning to face the floor.
Yeah, you definitely don't want someone coming over the top and sprawling into you when you're face down, right?
When you're flat.
Here we go. He can finish here. I mean, I've seen Lucas finish over the jaw many times.
Absolutely.
Dory does a great job diving his head back through. I think it's smart here, too, for Lucas to try to keep him on the underhook side. It's very secure, makes it difficult for Dory to dive his shoulders to the mat, right? Sometimes we hear that it's better to be, it's a different train of thought, too, better to be on the overhook side for the choke. But it's so secure being on the underhook side the way Lucas is, because you can force someone to go belly down, but you can also prevent them from driving their shoulders and their head to the mat and starting to peel themselves off of you.
Yeah, the head is really in the way. Your opponent has to get around the head then.
And what we could see Hulk try to do here is lock the choke with his right arm, which is the top side arm right now, and then roll to the other side to finish, or just go face down with it too, right? Now Dory has a little over 5 minutes here. What would be going through your mind if you were Dory here, as far as trying to win this match back in 5 minutes with Lucas on your back?
Yeah, he's got to get the hand fighting going on. He's got this. There's freed the wrist, cross the hand, strangle.
Favor. Red.
No surprise there with our second judge's favor coming in for Lucas.
Yeah, you first got a hand fight, then you got to get rid of the body triangle. Then you got to twist out of this, either facing the ceiling, which is the safer approach. There's nice. He's trying to open the hook a little bit.
Yeah, you can see him waving through with his top side leg.
Yeah, Hulk is coming closer and closer to getting a forearm underneath the chin.
Shout out to both of these guys, too. They took this match on a last-minute notice. They replaced Felipe Pena, pulled out of his match due to an injury, and posted a video of it. It was pretty nasty. And these guys came on last minute to fill the card, and definitely an exciting one that the team was able to put together. It's always fun when we get to see new matchups of people we know and love. We love to watch them, but I've never gotten to see these guys go together. And Dory brings that new exciting sense of some of the new up-and-coming professional grapplers. We get to have a look at their game.
Yeah, I think these two have fought before, but I think it's been a couple years. So I'm sure Dory is much different now than he was then.
About 3.5 minutes here. You can see Dory's consistently trying to peel the hands off and put both his shoulders or his hips, one or the other, because when you're defending the back, you can kind of go the route of trying to dive your hips to the ground or diving your shoulders to the ground. Either one can aid itself in peeling somebody off of your back. But he hasn't been able to be successful on either end. And Hulk's control here, I mean, his maturity and match experience, I think, really shows, right, in a situation like this. Oh, briefly unlocked that body triangle.
Yeah, he lost the underhook. Dory almost turned forward into the stomach when he lost the body triangle. He almost lost the back a little bit. He had to collect that underhook there.
Just saw Dory's hand actually go down and fight the feet with his hands, which is risky with the choke involved, but sometimes that courage really pays off when you fight the hook with your hands and you're able to free yourself.
Yeah, if you have one good hand on the strangle hand, or just feel like your shrug is good enough in the position that you're in, you can go fight the feet. It's not something that you would want to do just when someone can strangle you, but definitely times that you can do that.
You know, we're going to see him later here tonight. Sanjay Ribeiro is actually someone who's taught me quite a bit about that. I remember one time doing a back drill, he said, Kendall, don't be afraid to reach down. You've got to be able to defend your neck with your shrugs, like you said, Sean. He is a master at that. He does not even need any hand to defend his neck. That man is so strong in that position. And we're seeing a little bit of that from Dory as well. I mean, surviving this long with Hulk on your back, trying to rip your head off is not an easy task.
Yeah. He's doing a great job of keeping himself in the game here.
Be interesting to see as the time winds down, about 1:40 on the clock. If Lucas aims to switch direction, he could have the option of trying to come off to an armbar or any sort of rear triangle attacks, or could even try to come over for the mount if he's really hunting for the finish at the end. Especially as things are getting sweatier and sweatier here, it can be harder for the hand fight. Oh, big rotation from Dory. Frees himself with 1:10 on the clock. In on a low single. Man, look at the energy from Dory. Going to try to do whatever he can in these dying seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute sprint for him. Yeah, he's got to. Gotta let it hang out.
And I mean, who knows what could happen? Lucas has expended a lot of energy here on the back, right?
Yeah, sometimes that can really gas your arms if you're trying to hang on a lot. And hand fighting can be tiring.
If you break hands down.
Heavy on the head as Dory as he's coming in closer. You can see he's really driving in the center of the mat. Controlling the mat space. They've got to be careful there, though, because they're going to get a reset anytime they get that close.
Press out. Press out.
Might see a penalty here for Lucas Hulk. Now they're 1-1 from that early one from Dory earlier. Dory looking for double unders potentially. I think he's digging for the double unders, but Lucas keeps that right. Oh, almost looked at the head.
Yeah, this is the time where, I was going to say, this is the time where Hulk could actually attack now, really, because Dory, you have him as he's as exposed as he's going to get. He's really trying to take him down, and there's a nice counter to the lateral drop.
Yeah, that was, good for Dory going for that lateral drop in the dying seconds, really going for it, giving it all he's got. But, of course, that opened up the opportunity for Lucas to finish on top here. Almost had a front headlock submission, arm-in guillotine there in the dying seconds. And that will bring us to a close, the end of this main card match. We're going to go to a referee's decision. Pretty likely the outcome here, right?
Yeah.
We kind of know which way this is going, but great match nonetheless. And good for Dory getting out there in the last minute and really just leaving it all on the mat.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's the kind of thing that's easy to say you would do, but if you've never been there, it's harder than it sounds. It's harder than it sounds. It's harder than it looks. And that's one of the fun things about someone like Dory as he comes up. It's a lot of fun stuff to expect from a guy that fights like that. Yeah, and here's the tale of this match, right? Once the match was pretty evenly contested, once Lucas got to the back here. I mean, they were there for how many minutes, Sean?
Yeah,
I mean,
a while.
A long time.
Yeah, he controlled that back position for a long time. Just really couldn't break anything open for the neck to get any sort of attack warranted. So there's where he spun out. He didn't really have any underhooks. Hulk had some underhooks, but he didn't have any grip or control of the underhooks, and he was able to spin out of that.
And there's that last second lateral drop, right?
Gotta try.
You gotta go for it.
You gotta
go for it. And we love to see it.
That's right.
We're gonna get the official call here in the center of the mat in just a moment. Find out who our winner is.
After 15 minutes of hard-fought competition, we go to the judges. Your winner by decision, out of the red corner, Lucas Hulk Barbosa.
No big surprise.